Hello reception, it's Mr. Gear here today to talk to you about what we're doing in our topic lesson today. Tomorrow is a very important day for some people in the world as they celebrate Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year. We celebrate New Year at the end of December, so about a week after Christmas, don't we? And we celebrate the New Year coming in. However, the Chinese calendar runs by the lunar calendar. Lunar calendar. Which means that it's based on what the moon is doing and how much of the moon we can see. And the Chinese New Year coincides with when you actually can't see any of the moon at all, and it's called a new moon. New moon. So that is happening tomorrow, and they are celebrating their new year. So just like we celebrate our new year, we thought it would be really interesting to learn a bit more about Chinese New Year and do some activities to help us celebrate Chinese New Year. But first, what I wanted to do was I wanted to tell you a quick story. Now, all of these traditions are based with a story. And for the Chinese years, they are all based around animals. So you might hear some of your adults say, oh, it's the year of the horse this year, or it's the year of the tiger, and things like that. And that is based on the Chinese calendar. There are 12 animals that are on this calendar, and they take it in turns for it to be their year. But how was this order decided? Well, this story we have to go way back into the past, when they didn't actually have the years of the different animals. But the Chinese emperor was sat there, and there were 12 animals around, all arguing over whose year it was going to be. There was a tiger, a rat, an ox, a dragon, a snake, a rabbit, a goat, a rooster, a monkey, a horse, a pig, and a dog. So there were 12 animals, and they were all arguing, saying, I think it should be my year this year. No, I think it should be my year. No, my year. Stop! Said the emperor. Stop! I can't bear this arguing anymore. So what can we do to decide whose year it's going to be next? I know what we should do. We should have a race. And that's what they decided to do. They stood on one side of the bank and they said, right, we are going to race across the river to the other side. The person who reaches the other side first, or the animal that reaches the other side first, it'll be their year first, and then whatever order they come in, those are going to be the order of the years, and they will take it in turns and go over and over again. So this is what happened. They all lined up on the edge of the bank, and they said, on your marks, get set, go! And they all started swimming across. Apart from one animal, the rat. The rat was oh so very clever. He saw that the ox was a very, very fast swimmer, really fast swimmer. And so the rat climbed on top of the ox and sat on his head. So as the ox was swimming across the river, the rat was sat on his head. And as the ox got to the other side first, the rat jumped off his head and crossed the line first. So the rat was the winner. So the first year was the year of the rat. Then after that, we had the year of the ox, who came second. And then the tiger. And then bouncing along came the rabbit. And then after that, the dragon and the snake and the horse and the goat. And then the monkey. Then the rooster, the dog, and the pig. Now, there were lots of different versions of this story of what all the other animals were up to, which meant that they couldn't beat the ox and the rat across the river. So I would like you, first of all, to do a bit of research. Maybe you can watch one of the clips in the tagline on here and see about the race that happened. The next thing we're going to do is the three of us, so myself, Miss Turner and Miss Lynch, are all going to give you some activities to do based on Chinese New Year. Now you can do all of these activities, or you can just do one activity, Or you can watch the CBB Celebrate, all about how Chinese New Year is celebrated, and maybe you could even watch some dragons doing some dancing. Make sure you put your work up on Tapestry for us all to see. Now, let's have a look at what activities our three teachers are going to be doing today.
Hello everyone! The colour red in China is very, very important because it represents good luck, good fortune and success. If we look at any pictures of Chinese New Year, we see a lot of people putting up a lot of red things. They don't just do this during Chinese New Year though, they also do it during other Chinese festivals and weddings. So as you see here and here, there's lots of red things. I don't look like I'm dressed for Chinese New Year. Let's change that. That's better. I definitely look like I'm ready to celebrate Chinese New Year now. During Chinese New Year, it is very traditional that family members give each other red envelopes with a little bit of money inside as a sign of good luck and good fortune. I thought it would be very fun today if we could see how many red things we could find in our homes. Maybe you could dress all in red just like me. Or maybe you could try and find lots of different red things in your house and decorate one of the rooms in your house as if you were celebrating Chinese New Year too. Maybe you could make a transient art piece on the floor using lots of different red things like we've done in past videos with rainbows and other pictures. You could make a big Chinese red dragon just like this, using different objects in your house. Let's see how many red things you can find. Take care and I'll see you in our next video, and make sure to upload all of your pictures onto Tapestry. Bye!
Hello reception. For Chinese New Year, I've decided to do some research about China. I've never been to China, but I've always wanted to go. So before I plan on going, especially now that I have to wait because of coronavirus, I would like to do some research. And I found a book in the library that has many facts and interesting pictures about China. And that just makes me want to go even more. I would like to go because I've learned that pandas live in China. And they eat bamboo, which is in the forests in China. I'd also like to go to China because they have some very interesting buildings. But the main reason I'd like to go to China is because of something that was built 2,000 years ago. That's a very long time ago. And that is the Great Wall of China. Can you say that? The Great Wall of China. It was a wall that was built by some kings and queens of China to keep them safe from people who might attack them. And it is 5,500 miles long. That is incredibly long. Now, I know that some people go and they walk the Great Wall of China, and that is something that I'd like to do someday. But in order to get ready for doing that, I'd like to do a virtual tour. A virtual tour. That means we can get to see what it would be like to be on the Great Wall of China, but we don't have to leave our house.
Welcome to your virtual tour of the Great Wall of China. Can you see? This is what it looks like. It's a really long wall that goes through the hills and forests of China, and it goes on for 5,500 miles. That is incredibly long. I think I need to train very hard and do lots of exercise to be ready to walk the Great Wall of China. Can you see that it's got two walls on each side, and it's got up here, this is called a fortress. And that is where the soldiers many years ago, like 2,000 years ago, would have been to protect the kings and queens. Let's follow the arrow and go a bit further along the wall. Here you can see that this is an arch, and it's round and it curves like this, and it's starting to fall down because the Great Wall of China is so old. Let's see what else is around here. Let's have a look around. Oh, this looks interesting. I think we're in the fortress. Let's see if we can go this way. Can you see how it's long and straight, and it goes on for many, many miles? 5,000 miles. It goes along here, and it's still going across all of these hills and mountains. It's amazing. Look all around. This is part of a fortress that's falling down. And it's in the middle of so many mountains, forests, and hills. See if we can go further. This shows you how long the wall is and how it goes on, and it has so many fortresses on the way. There's a railing to help you up all of these steps because some parts of it have many steps. So I'm definitely going to need to be very fit to complete the Great Wall of China.
I don't know about you, but I really liked learning and looking at the Great Wall of China. That gave me an idea. I'm going to have a go at building it with things that I found in school, but that you might also have in your house. I found some building blocks and some cups. Now, the Great Wall of China, like we learned, is 5,500 miles long. That's incredibly long, and I'm not sure that I can build it that long, but we'll have a go at building it as long as we can. So, I'm going to use what I have. You can use whatever you've got at home. This is the Great Wall of China that I started building. These are my fortresses, and this is my long wall that goes on and on. I need to keep going if I'm going to make it 505,000 miles, or 5,500 miles. Maybe you can have a go at using whatever you can find in your house to build a Great Wall of China even better than I have. Can't wait to see what you do on Tapestry. Make sure you share it with me or your teacher on Tapestry. Bye everybody.
For my Chinese New Year activity, we are going to be making some lanterns, just like this. Now in China, what they do is they get these lanterns and put a candle inside and hang them up. So maybe you could do the same, maybe not with a candle, but they make them of all different colours. Mainly red though, because as we've learned from Miss Turner, red is lucky. I'm going to make mine plain like this, but what I'd love to see is for you to decorate yours. To make this, you are going to need a piece of paper, a pair of scissors, and just a little bit of sellotape or some glue. Here's how we make it. And then obviously afterwards, you'd need some colouring pencils and anything you like to stick on it and decorate. Here's how we make it. It's nice and simple. You need to take your piece of paper and fold it in half. You might need to get a grown-up to help you with this. Fold it in half, just like that, and make sure you get a nice, good fold along this side. Okay? Pause the video until you've done that. Right. Next, the side that you folded, you now need to cut some straight lines, just like this. And cut them quite far, just to there. And then the next one, and you're cutting some strips off. Make sure you do not cut all the way across. Again, you might need to get your mums and dads to help you with this. And then we're going to do lots of these. So they go across, and all the way across like that, and across like this, all the way to the bottom, all the way like this. One more. There we go. So let me show you a bit closer what it looks like. Looks a bit like this now. It's a bit like some teeth, doesn't it? Here we go. So, then all you do, you open it out and fold it round like this. Fold it round like that. And then you take a couple of pieces of sellotape, one at the top and one at the bottom, just like this. One at the top, one at the bottom, and then if you like, you could even add a handle as well. That is how we make our Chinese lantern, and then you can decorate it when you're done. I hope you've enjoyed doing all the activities today, and don't forget there are some links on this channel where you can learn even more about Chinese New Year and watch some videos of how people celebrate around the world. Have a wonderful half term, and we'll see you afterwards.